Where was I? Because, my phone's acting up. I have Wi-Fi and everything. But, and also, 32 minutes seems to be the limit on these, videos, so I might have to, for my, videos, I might actually have to put, like, movies into parts, because I can get rather tangent, and just, like, randomly talk. But yeah, I actually liked the shadows in this film. Shadows, like, when it's like an evil dude, it's just like covering up part of his face and just being like really dark. And sometimes some of the lighting in like some of the other female ones, they look nicer because it's making them look younger. But there's like a scene in the beginning where Laurence Olivier is in a trench coat. Sounds amazing. Dude's just in a trench coat, walking around, and he's like, I don't know. I liked the shadows in it. It doesn't make sense now, but a month ago I really liked the shadows. So me and shadows and color contrasts, really fun. It's just ignites nice. What else is it? Oh, the bad guy that dies like 20 minutes in or something. Like, he dies really early, but he sets up the whole plot because he was like blackmailing Vivian Lee's character. I don't even know her name. I was so bored with this film, I just called the main characters Vivian Lee and Laurence Olivier and whoever else was in the movie. I didn't even bother with their actual names in the movie when the movie gave them. I just like called them their names. So Vivian Lee's character gets blackmailed by German dude character whose name I actually remembered because I didn't actually know the actor's name because I don't know, because it's probably just some German dude, but his name is Henry Wallen or Wallen, German sounding. It's probably Wallen, Wallen. It's something like that. And I checked up on like Ancestry or something.com. I don't know what I did, but it's actually like Swedish, and it's like what Hill or it's something. It's Germanic. Yeah, blah blah blah. It's a Swedish name though, so it could be from Sweden, but the movie like treats him out to be like this German dude that you're just like, why? Why is probably that the whole beginnings of World War II were really starting up with Germany being more aggressive and everything. So, a yay movie being made in 37, released in 1940, which is that weird time of everything. But yeah, I do like, yeah. I do like meanings and names, so if it actually helps me maybe think of how a character is, or where they are from, or something, I'll use it, like this. Dude is probably from Sweden or Germany. But yeah. Oh yeah, good me. Thinking of foreign things of some power. But yeah. Henry Wallen, pretty sleazy. He blackmails, like, his Vivian Lee's character because she's actually still married to him. Doesn't like that because she's like completely saying Laurence Olivier's character, who is okay. I mean, he's Laurence Olivier, so you can't hate him. He's like naturally charismatic. Like, people with natural charisma leading men, you can't hate. You're just like, yes, I love you. Love what you're doing. Love, yeah, love what you're doing with your character because it's good. But yeah, I don't know if the Henry Wallen character, Wallen, I'm just gonna call him Wallen because his name is Henry, and then Wallen, Wall, Wallen. So I'm just gonna call him Wallen because I'm lazy and I don't want to keep sounding like I'm a Wallen doing that. I don't know if he's actually in the original play done by Galsworthy, but if he wasn't, good job screenwriter because he was actually quite interesting. Actually, probably my favorite character because he was first of all in the movie for a very short time. You got his characterization right away. In fact, he made the plot like him and his dead body caused like the entire plot to happen a certain way, and he just looked cool. I mean, he just looked amazing. He was like intimidating for being a dude. But I was surprised that Henry Wallen and Laurence Olivier's character got into like this surprisingly big fight for like the 1940s, where they're like throwing themselves over a table and breaking stuff and fighting each other. Fighting in like the 1940s, fight scenes are bad. Like, they're bad. They're just meh. They're doing. I have to give them props. Have to give them props that they're doing using what they have. Unlike today, they don't really have that great of like special effects in the 40s. So a lot of it is like actually practical effects, where it's like you can do what we can do here, and here, or the costumes or something. It's so great, but it's actually pretty great because usually a lot of the fights in 1940s were like really anticlimactic, but this one had like a pretty drawn out fight for like the length of the film. It's like, I don't know, minute and a half of them just like doing stuff. I don't know. Though I do have to say, throughout this whole movie, Vivian Lee's character is like so useless. I don't think she does anything. Like, the most that she does is like scream about them fighting and being like, "Raw, you're fighting. Oh, I have to do my like female scream because I am the damsel and you must save me because I am weak," and everything. Which I have to say, for a trope, is awful. I hate it. It is like one of the most overused things ever. It's a trope, so I mean, people use it. And damsels still exist in video games and everything. But I don't like it. It seems outdated in a way. But saving people, just a good idea. But I was kind of wanting Vivian Lee to be like actually a femme fatale, because femme fatales are actually quite fun. Even though I hate Hardball Detective, femme fatales are totally in like murder mysteries of like the 1940s. People loved them. They were actually pretty good for females because they were just like, here's some sexuality for you women, actually showing like some feel of women's sexuality and power in a world that has like no women's sexuality and power. But yeah, I wanted her to do something, anything, but she did like nothing throughout this movie. And most of this movie is pointless. But I will get to that point. But yeah. Blah, blah, blah. Talking about big sleep, not really important. Already talked about the women being important. But I have to say, it's pretty cool. Laurence Olivier has this, like, attorney brother that, like, saves his hide. Like, that attorney dude, like, is, like, probably my second favorite character. because there's like this bum character that I really like, and then he gets to fall, and it's sad, pretty sad for 1940s. But the Journey Bro comes in, and he's like, oh, Laurence Olivier, you're the down the luck brother. Surprisingly, because he's like really charismatic and looks really great. So, oh, just amazing. I love Laurence Olivier. But yeah. Oh, Attorney is played by like Leslie Banks or something. He's pretty neat. I mean, I just love him. Don't even know. He's like this British dude. He's amazing. He's pretty successful. Yeah, he has a pretty cool set. I mean, like, as I said, the costume design in this is amazing. The like set design in this, wow. Sets in like the early times of cinema. I'll give an 11 out of 10. Give an 11 out of 10. But yeah, no, it's hilarious because he's like has his desk faced towards the other side of the wall, away from the door, and he's sitting on the side that isn't facing the door. He's just yeah. So if the desk is facing this way, he's sitting on this side. He's facing away from the door. He's facing that way. But he has a mirror that he can look up. It's just right here. It has the face of the door. So people are like coming in. He's just like, oh, I've seen you in my mirror. I'm like, oh. A lot of the film that I like, it's the little things. It's the little things that just make the whole film like this just much better. But it's like this big power dynamic. It's just like I'm an amazing rich guy. The Leslie Banks character, pretty fun. But yeah, Laurence Olivier meets a bum minister named John Evans. Not his actual name. Played by Hay Petrie. Died in like the 50s. So one of his last films was like this. Kind of sad, but he was so nice in this film that it's so sad because he's Scottish and he actually knew stuff. And he finds the gloves that like they have that they like killed the dude with, the German guy, Waller, and because he's a bum and he's just down on his luck, the cops arrest him. And they're just like, "You come with me," and it's so sad because he gets framed for the murder, but it's also really sad because he's like an alcoholic former minister, and he's like, okay, I'll take the blame for the murder because in a way God is testing me. And I'm like, oh, I'm not one for like religious subplots where it's like God's testing me, but he said it with such delivery and like conviction that it's just like, I will believe that. I will believe that you are that devoted to being like, I deserve like retribution for me being an alcoholic, terrible person. And it's just so heartwarming to see him like, he goes through so much in this film. He's just like, oh. But I don't know, there was like this class idea that I really tried, because Laurence Olivier, while being rich, is like not rich or something. It's very hard to tell. It's like he gets an allowance or something, and I don't even know what he does. He just does stuff that I don't care about, because they don't flesh him out at all. And I've been up for like a really long time. But yeah, it's really great, and it's also probably a class thing because like the Great Depression was still going on for a while after, like in the 40s, going on. So probably a class thing. I mean, it was like, oh, I'll just run away to Rio and do random stuff and have fun while this old, sad former minister guy rots in jail for me. Ha ha ha, look at me. Oh. And his bro is like, oh. No, wait, that's more his bro, where it's just like, the bum is taking your rap, but you're free, so you go have your life and be fun. And he's like, nah, I don't think that's worth it. But it's also nice to see that I think there's this, yeah. There's a nice graphic match, because, like, the Italian innkeeper at one point, like, toasts, like, some of the main characters, and then it goes to, like, a graphic match with another toast happening at, like, the same time, with, like, the attorney, bro, Leslie Banks' character, getting toasted by other rich people who are, like, totally corrupt, because at their dinner party, there's like, how many times have you broken the law? Other judges and other people, and they're just like, oh, when you're in the law, you're above the law. You're silly. I have found every way to break the law. And I was just like, what? This is insane. So that scene was hilarious. I mean, British humor is completely dry at some points, and like cringeworthy at others, but that was fun. But yeah, Laurence Olivier has this one scene where he just like goes to see the like arraignment of Mr. Bum, and because he's still Laurence Olivier character, he doesn't do anything. He's just like sitting there, and everybody's really sad, and they even bring out like, for some, they bring out like the German / maybe Russian wife of Waller, which actually surprised me, because I was just like, oh, does that mean that Waller was married to his German-Russian wife while he was married to Vivian Lee? Because that would mean bigamy. But, it's just the fridge implications. It's just, But that was actually fun. Actually, a lot of the people on the stand were, like, foreign sounding or something. Like, I remember they were, like, they sounded different than, like, normal British people. So I was like, there's something up. But I do have to say, if you guys are actually interested in the London Old Bailey court system, that, the most of this movie is actually set around for some reason. I don't know why, but it's like most of, like, a third of the movie is set in courtrooms and talking about lawyers and things in the Old Bailey. I'll also link down the Old Bailey online site, which has, like, most of the stuff from, like, the 1600s to, like, 1900 or something, and, like, other sites also connected. It's hilariously fun to actually just run through and just be like, hey, British people from, like, 300 years ago, what crazy shenanigans did you get up to? They had some crazy shenanigans. They also had some horrible shenanigans, but terrible. It's anything to do with the Old Bailey, because I actually took a class about British, like, law and crime punishment and stuff, and we used that site a whole lot. So I was just like, whoa, Old Bailey stuff. That was fun. But yeah, the 21 Days title that I keep saying, it's just called 21 Days, in 1940. Not in 1940, but, like, made in 1940, released. So it's just called 21 Days. The 21 Days title, that I think it's called something different in Britain, but no, this is Hulu, so nobody cares. It's from the idea that Laurence Olivier's character is going to fit as much time as 30 years marriage in 21 days. Because he's just like, I'm gonna, like, go and say I did this, I killed a dude after 30 days, and they go to Rio, and they have like, for some reason, it's like 2 different movies. The courtroom cases, one movie, and then, like, there's this romantic comedy subplot with Laurence Olivier and Vivien Leigh, and I was just like, this doesn't fit at all. Because it doesn't. It did not fit at all. It was silly. But yeah, the 21 days that it was talked about was like a 2-minute montage sequence, and it was so useless, and I was like, oh, I should have seen more. But it was pretty sad, and because then it always switches back to the beggar guy, who is always like, you should still punish me, because I was a terrible person, and a terrible priest, and blah 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 blah, and then it goes back to Vivien Leigh and Laurence Olivier having fun, and it's like, it's so tone-jarring to me, that it hurts. Like, it's okay, but it isn't fun. It wasn't fun. But it's fun. The one thing I did like, was that for some reason, they go on a boat to, like, the carnival. Vivien Leigh and Laurence Olivier do, and for some reason, they have, like, a song. Like, 1940s movies had to have, like, one song at least. For some reason. There's, like, here's a song. But it's like, we all like to go down to the seaside, or by the seaside, which I only remember that it's that thing because it's the little snippet thing that, like, Queen sings at the end of Seven Seas of Rye, because it's so British, and it's so fantastic, and it reminds me of Queen, that fantastic song. But yeah, that was nice. It was, I don't know why I was in there, but it was, so it was weird. Yeah. Blah, 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 I'll talk about Queen. And there's a nice court scene, yep. I don't know why, but yeah, there's a court scene interspersed with, like, a scene with Laurence Olivier and Vivien Leigh at the carnival. As I said again, tone in the last half is kinda bad. But yeah, then Laurence Olivier gets sad and rushes back to save the day, and no, the day did not need to be saved, because the nice old beggar guy that took the fall had a heart attack in jail and dies. That is how the movie pretty much ends. The nice beggar guy has a heart attack in jail, he dies, nobody knows that Laurence Olivier killed a dude and accidentally got the beggar guy framed, and Laurence Olivier learns nothing, and yeah, he learns nothing, and nothing comes to this movie. Nothing. And oh wait, something does come to this movie. Laurence Olivier and Vivien Leigh, because everybody is okay with it. They live happily ever after, and that's the movie. That is literally how the movie ends. It's painful, because up to that point it wasn't bad. It wasn't really bad. I liked the film, had good fun with it. I mean, it was fun. But it does deserve the 3-star rating that Hulu that gave it. I was watching it like a month ago. Because it was good, but it wasn't great, but it wasn't terrible. So 3 stars. It actually had good actors, so I probably bumped it up a little. And Laurence Olivier looked good. So Laurence Olivier looks like a leading man. Looks fantastic. Like, holy cow. Oh, so good. But my overall rating for this was pretty much 7 out of 10. Higher than you probably thought it should be, but, me. Now I'm pretty much talking for, like, an hour. again, 2 videos an hour. But yeah, 7 out of 10. Higher than it should be, probably. Now think about it, it's okay. I mean, it's not bad. But I was actually, you would think it would be lower, but I actually rated it higher, and then brought it down like 1 or 2. Probably just 1, because the romantic subplot with Vivian Lee and Laurence Olivier felt like a completely different movie, and it was painful for some dialogue because it was just boring. I've seen worse romance in a movie, but it just didn't fit. And I was just like, why is it here? And it's boring. But yeah, 7 out of 10 movie, pretty good. I am really tired. Yeah. And I'm done. Peace.